Emmanuel Macron is making the biggest gamble of his career by calling a snap legislative election. Here's what you need to know.
J'ai décidé de vous redonner le choix de notre avenir parlementaire par le vote. Je dissous donc ce soir l'Assemblée nationale.
His shock announcement came after European Parliament election results, which saw Marine Le Pen's far-right National Rally top the poll with over 31%, trouncing Macron's centrist alliance, Besoin d'Europe, who managed just 14.6%.
Ces élections européennes consacrent notre mouvement comme la grande force d'alternance pour la France. Nous sommes prêts à exercer le pouvoir si les Français nous font confiance lors de ces futures élections législatives.
The EU vote gave Le Pen and the far right their best ever election showing in France. So many are wondering, what exactly does Macron stand to gain or lose from calling snap elections? And what happens if his centrist allies lose even more ground to the far right?
Un vent d'espérance s'est levé sur la France et il ne fait que commencer.
The French electorate will vote to send 577 deputies to the National Assembly. And from these, the president will appoint a prime minister to lead the government. By convention, the prime minister is appointed from the party with the most seats in the assembly, to avoid the government being brought down by confidence votes or motions of censure. If the assembly majority is politically aligned with the president, this generally functions smoothly. More rare, and a possible outcome of this election, is a scenario where the prime minister is politically opposed to the president.
It's called a cohabitation, but the French haven't had one in a very long time. And what usually happens is that you have a weakened president and a government that goes about most of its daily business.
Dans le cas d'une cohabitation, on ne peut évidemment pas faire tout ce que la présidence de la République vous permet de faire. Mais on peut faire des choses pour le pouvoir d'achat, pour la sécurité, pour l'immigration.
Some believe this exact scenario may have factored into Macron's political calculus, i.e., call the electorate's bluff and let the public see what the far right can do with 3 years in power.
He hopes that this either becomes a majority for him, or that if he loses and the National Rally wins, that they have about 3 years to make a dog's dinner out of their time in government so that they won't then win the presidential when it comes in 2027.
If the far right do end up controlling the National Assembly, France's growing budget deficit could limit their ability to implement an ambitious agenda. The French National Auditor has called for 50 billion in expenditure cuts to meet reduction targets over the next 3 years.
He wants to tell the French, well, you want the National Rally to power, you will see how incompetent or dangerous or unstable they are.
And they're not the only challengers to Ensemble, Macron's parliamentary alliance. The parties of the left moved quickly to form a voting bloc called the New Popular Front, bringing together the Socialist, Green and Communist parties, along with Jean-Luc Mélenchon's France Unbowed.
C'est un rassemblement nouveau, inédit, qui va bien au-delà, qui rassemble de nombreuses organisations politiques, mais aussi des associations, des collectifs.
Other parties' efforts to organise haven't fared as well. Éric Ciotti, as president of Les Républicains, the Liberal Conservative Party of Jacques Chirac and Nicolas Sarkozy, announced his party would ally themselves with Le Pen's National Rally. Only, Ciotti had apparently failed to consult his own party, who immediately moved to oust him. Things took a farcical turn when Ciotti shuttered the party's headquarters to thwart his critics, commandeered the party Twitter account, and continued to declare himself party president.
Je suis LR, plus que jamais, je suis président des LR. Je souhaite que ma famille politique remporte le plus de sièges à ces élections législatives pour participer au redressement de la France.
While France anxiously awaits to find out if its first far-right government since World War II will come to power, those opposing the National Rally are already making their views clear on the streets, and giving those in power every reason to believe that whatever the outcome, France is in for a turbulent few years.
On sera les premières victimes de ce pari risqué d'Emmanuel Macron. Si demain on a une personne d'extrême droite en tant que Premier ministre dans notre pays, ce sera les personnes, les minorités, les queers, les femmes, les personnes origines de l'immigration qui vont souffrir de ce pari risqué d'Emmanuel Macron.